Good afternoon. It's now 5:30. I'd like to call the Calhoun County Council meeting to order. Ms. Barnett, would you please give us the invocation?
Let us pray. Dear Lord, we are here to discuss topics that will benefit the people in our community. We want to think about how we can make life easier for everyone. Please give us wisdom to make the right decisions. Be our leader during this meeting. Give us direction and let us not think with selfish interests. Help us make Calhoun County great. Amen.
Amen. Have a motion for approval of the agenda.
So moved. Second.
Properly moved and second. Any further discussions? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, likewise, the ayes have it. John, who do you have? Public comments?
No public comments, no, sir.
Okay, no public comments. Alec, accept a motion for approval of the January 22nd, 2024 regular minutes.
So moved.
Second.
Properly moved and second. Any corrections or additions? Hearing none, all in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, likewise, the ayes have it. Any committee reports?
No, sir.
No committee reports. Appearances of the Bull family property consideration of appeal.
They're not here, Mr. Chair.
Okay. Okay. May I have Mr. Cody Hare, the Public Works Director. Public Works update, Cody.
Good afternoon, Council. For the ones of y'all that don't know who I am, I'm Cody Hare. I'm the Public Works Director. I've been the Public Works Director for a little over 3 years now. But I want to thank Council for allowing me to speak today and giving me the opportunity to inform y'all what all was going on in Public Works. I have about 32 employees and 5 departments that I'm responsible for. I'm just going to go down the list and just give you a brief description of what all they consist of and what all their responsibilities are. I'm going to start with the Roads and Bridges Department. We maintain about 185 roads in Calhoun County. 145 of those would be dirt roads. They average about 120 miles. We have 40 paved roads in the county that are county maintained roads it's about 20 miles of paved roads that we maintain. We try to scrape those anywhere from 30 to 45 days, once every 30 to 45 days, depending on the weather. We have 2 motor grader operators that scrape all of the dirt roads. We also maintain the grass on the side of the paved roads. During the growing season, we try to get them cut anywhere from 3 to 4 times during the growing season. And then the dirt roads, we maintain the banks and the shoulders of those with the sidewalk cutter. We try to get around twice a year. We only have one of those mowers, and it just kind of takes a little while to get around, but we do try to get those cut about twice a year. We average about 10 to 15 complaints per month, depending on how bad the weather is, how much rain we get. And then I have only 4 people on my entire road staff to maintain 185 roads. So we get around and do the best we can with the employees we have. But also I'd like to add that, our Roads and Bridges and Building and Grounds Department and our Utilities Department, we all kind of work very close hand in hand. Sometimes we overlap, and sometimes Building and Grounds may need help with something, and I'll send a road guy with them, or sometimes the Water Department, if we have a big enough leak, we'll send a road guy to go help run equipment or haul dirt, or just, whatever needs to be done. But, so next we're going to move on to our Building and Grounds Department. We have 35 county facilities that we maintain. We receive anywhere from 40 to 50 work orders monthly. And right now we have a staff of 2. We're looking for another member. We're looking for another staff member for Building and Grounds. So if anybody knows anybody, we're actively looking for someone. So we're responsible for all building maintenance. That's anything from changing light bulbs to fixing faucets to changing ceiling tiles to we mow around some of the buildings, put up all the 911 street signs in the county. So that's a pretty big department. Next, we're going to go on to our Utilities Department. We have a total of not 100, 1,296 residential taps and 100 commercial taps and 16 sewer taps in our upper system. Our upper system is what we consider our Sandy Run and Belleville system. On our Sandy Run system, we have 546 residential taps, and then our 69 commercial taps. And in Belleville, we have 750 residential taps and 31 county commercial taps. Our lower system, which is in the Stump Hole area, we have 277 residential taps and 2 commercial taps. So Belleville is growing pretty steady, staying about the same. In 2022, we done $10,800 in tap fees, and then in 23, we done $10,350 in tap fees. Both Sandy Run and the lower system, which is Stump Hole, they both saw a decline in taps this year. So in 2022, on the lower system, the Stump Hole system, we done $15,000 in tap fees, and then in 23, we done $6,950 dollars in tap fees. But we're expecting some residential growth down there in the 24 and 25 year. Sandy Run, in 2022, we done $5,100, and in 23, we only done $2,550 tap fees in Sandy Run. We have 4 full-time employees for the water department, and we have 1 part-time employee, and we receive roughly 10 complaints a month, roundabout. Also, we have, going on to the next one, will be our collection sites. We have 10 collection sites throughout the county, and we have just started taking tires and electronics at 2 more additional sites. We've always just taken them at the landfill, but now we're taking them at our Riley Road site and our Sandy Run sites, and that has been going pretty well. We've been seeing a good flow of tires and TVs. It's been going really well. We have 14 staff members to maintain those 10 sites. They're all part-time staff members. And you can take anything at our sites. We take household garbage. We recycle batteries, car batteries. We recycle our metal up there. We recycle our cardboard. We also do motor oil and cooking oil. And take large plastic, yard debris. We take pretty much everything. But, and we're taking about 264 tons of household waste and about 60 tons of C&D debris to Orangeburg a month, to Orangeburg County Landfill a month, and we're hauling all that with two trash trucks, two operators. I'm also over the janitorial staff. We have a small janitorial staff of 4. They clean some of our smaller buildings. They clean the agriculture building, the parole office, the water department, magistrate office, and Sandy Run, and they also clean the Kenneth Rickenbacker building, where DSS and DHEC and the St. Matthews Magistrate Office is located. This is not one of my departments, but this is the CTC, which is the County Transportation Committee. This is the committee that receives money from the gas taxes, and we do road improvements with it. I'm the coordinator for the county, but I'm also on the committee. But the chairperson for that is Ms. Bertel Pondexter Jameson. Vice chair is Mr. Mike Shire and Ms. Deanne Gray, and Mr. Edward Glover and myself are the other committee members. And right now we're working on some projects. The state projects we're working on is the FR Huff Drive guardrail extension, and they just resurfaced that one. We've just finished the resurfacing on FR Huff. We also are working on Community Club Road, Monarch Road, Viceroy Lane, Zeus Lane, and the intersection at Long Street and Lone Star Road. Those are expected to be, construction should start on those mid-April. Completion hopefully by the end of the year. And then the county roads we're working on is Paulings and Goldenrod Lane, 15th Street, 4th Street, and Weeks Landing Road. So with the CTC, we're required to spend 33% of that money has to be spent on state roads, and 67% of the money can be spent on county roads each year. We receive that money from a percentage of the gas taxes that is sold. For every gallon of gas that's sold in South Carolina, we get a percentage of that money. we're projected to receive $1,024,000 this year. And that's really all I have, other than I'd like to thank all my staff members. We couldn't get as much done without their hard work and dedication. I want to thank my wife and kids for understanding all the after-hour calls and dedication this job takes. Also, I want to thank you, council, and John McLaughlin for allowing me to serve as the Public Works Director for Calhoun County. You all have any questions for me?
I just want to thank you for the job you're doing, Cody, in that report. Fantastic report. And I also want to tell your wife, thank you, because you got a big job.
I second.
Well, you got to do something, yeah, we want to thank her also. But anybody have any questions or comments, Cody?
Great job, Cody.
Thank you, Cody.
Thank you, Cody.
Thank y'all.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, we do need to back up and vote
I'm just-
on the Bull family property. They did request via a letter that we reconsider. And for a brief statement about it, I'd like to ask Mr. Hamilton to come up and give us a little update on that, please.
Okay.
Basically, in this particular situation, the Bull family had failed to reapply for their agricultural status on their property until January 26th of 2024. Unfortunately, the statute limits the application time up at January 16th this year, which is the last day to pay taxes without penalty. We had mailed them the application back in about July 1, spoke to them several times. Unfortunately, we did not get the application until after the deadline, and the assessor does not have any statutory authority to extend the deadline. That is reserved specifically for the governing body of the county. So I cannot grant them an extension. But if the council does, we can then determine whether or not it qualifies for the agricultural classification at that point. They did, I'm assuming they have the letter in the packet that y'all received. The way this law specifies it is simply whether they have sufficient or reasonable cause in the eyes of the council for failing to file timely. And if the council doesn't actually grant the agricultural use, they merely grant an extension to the deadline if it's a particular reason they find valid.
All right, Mr. Chairman.
Yes, sir.
I move that we deny the appeal.
I have a second.
I'll second that because I think we've had a prior situation very similar to this, and I'm going to have to reach back to that and follow what I supported last time. So that's what I'll second that motion.
Probably moving second. Any further discussion?
Yeah, I'd like to discuss it. I wasn't involved in those prior engagements and everything else. I got a phone call about it. They are 3 elderly people, and they did make a mistake about it, but it's a pretty drastic consequence in the thousands of dollars. And so I am going to, I'd like to make the motion to accept the appeal, or either deny, vote against his. I'll just vote against his.
Yeah, you can just vote against it. We have to go through that. I think we've had these situations before on council, and if it wasn't our error, or an error that somebody was sick or something like that, we could see. But if you just forgot, I mean, I'm kind of sorry, but we may have this coming up a lot. Other people would want the same thing, and I mean, we just can't do that. We just couldn't consistently do that for one. We can't be favoritism. I'll put it that way. That's probably the word I'm looking for. We'd have to be upfront with everybody, and so that's just my little 2 cents on it too. Before we vote, anybody else got any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, aye? Aye. Opposes likewise?
No.
Okay, let's vote by raising your hand, so, because I got in this session. All in favor, raise your right hand. Opposes likewise. The ayes have it. Thank you, Steve.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
I'll inform them.
Okay, that's the last, no other thing under appearance, John, we don't have anybody else, right?
No, sir.
Okay, how about old business? Do we have anything under old business?
No, sir.
Anybody up here got anything, old business?
No, sir.
All right. Under new business, we have the Palmetto Pride Grant Award, $10,000. John, Richard wanna elaborate?
Yes, sir. So this is a grant that we have applied for before and not been successful. I'm happy to say that we were one of 19 that were awarded this year. They awarded $10,000 to hire a part-time employee to support our litter efforts in picking up the trash. We started this back in January, this past January. We have to do monthly reporting every month through this year, through December. But just to let you know, our January numbers, the part-time picked up 160 bags, which is right at 3,200 pounds of trash. So we're real happy about that. It's a part-time position, but it does help address some of the worst problems that we have as far as litter is concerned. In 2023 litter control numbers, just to let you know, we had 124 citations for litter last year. And that equated to 1,287 community service hours where our judges ordered those individuals to pick up trash, to work it off. And so it's a good program. I want to thank our magistrates certainly for all that they're doing when they can do it to sentence the work, the community service hours. So we are happy about that $10,000 that we got. So
Okay.
and that's it.
Can I ask a question?
Go ahead, Richard. Go ahead.
John, who decides where we're gonna pick the trash up in the county? I mean,
So Ron Gibson is our litter control officer. He keeps a list of problem roads or when people call and complain. Some people email us, ask us to pick up a certain road, and so he keeps a running list.
okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, what might be a good thing if some of you know some areas that are not getting done, that you'd let Ron know. And,
Yeah, anytime you
and,
see a problem area, let Ron know, either email or call. Yeah. Or one of us will get it to him.
We got to vote to accept that award, John, or we just
No, sir.
accept? No, okay, thank you. Thank you. Number 2, approval of Edisto Engineers and Surveyors, engineering in preparation for grant application for industrial development.
Yes, sir. So this is the property, as council knows, Red Rock Development donated property to Calhoun County for 2 reasons. One was for the ladder truck, the fire station that we're gonna house our ladder truck, and then to have some developable property of our own in the county. So that track is right at 20 acres. If you take the wetlands out, it's about 13 acres. The fire station will be on 3 acres. And then we'll have the remainder there, the 10 acres for development. And what this is approval to spend $25,000 that will be coming from the economic development account to perform a topo survey of the site, a boundary survey of the site, to put together a site plan, layout, and then the civil site design and permitting for the site. Ultimately, the plan is to apply for a grant. We were close to applying this year through the state for a grant for due diligence, all this due diligence, but they require this to be done before we can even make application. We've got to get a cost estimate and have all this due diligence done before we can apply. And that application is going to be in April, and so we would like to go ahead and get approval to start this due diligence to move forward.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman, I move that we approve, is that where we are now, John?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
I'll move that we approve hiring Edisto Engineers and Surveyors for preparation of the application for the industrial park and doing the engineering.
Second.
Properly moving second that we approve Edisto Engineers and Surveyors. Any further discussion? All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed, likewise, the ayes have it. John, do we have anything else on the new business?
No, sir.
Well, I know I don't have it on the agenda, but I would like to inject this. And we have Dr. Molnar from Lower Savannah. I think tomorrow in this building, we'll have a needs assessment. Dr. Molnar, you want to just get up and explain a little bit about what exactly that is and why it's important for the people need to turn out to,
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Yes, it's really important. What we have is Emery Langston will be here in this
Dr.
room.
Moore.
Oh, sure. Sorry about that.
you're on candid camera, so get up there and,
Got me? Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Emery Langston and my staff will be in this room tomorrow. Really, this is a conversation really in regard to what the county wants to see in its future, okay? What we're talking about is some different things. Maybe it's housing, maybe it's infrastructure or roads. And with that conversation, it's an opportunity for us to put that in our plan, so then when we start to go to the state and the feds, especially with community development block grants and infrastructure grants and that kind of stuff, it's very easy for us to go back and say, hey, Calhoun County said that it needs some water lines, okay? And so that being said, we're helping them to apply for those water lines, making sure the engineering is there first. And this is what they're asking for, and this is what they need, and this is why we're asking the state or the feds for X amount of dollars. And so really what it is, it's not anything too formal, but it's a conversation that we'd have with folks within the community just to understand what they're thinking about, what the needs are, and where they see Calhoun County moving in regard to some of those infrastructure projects and being able to get those on the board. Thank you, sir.
okay, thank you, Dr. Molnar.
Thank you, Doc.
Okay, thank you what y'all doing over there too, Lower Savannah, we appreciate it. No more new business, we're down to ordinances. Ordinance 2024-1, first reading by title only, to authorize and approve the execution and delivery of a fee in lieu of ad valorem tax agreement between Leaks Holdings LLC in Calhoun County, South Carolina, to provide certain special source revenue credits and other matters related thereto. Richard, I think you wanted to stay on voting on that?
Absolutely.
So we accept, yeah.
Mr. Chairman, I move that we adopt ordinance 2024-1, first reading by title only.
Have a second.
Second.
Properly moving, second that we adopt ordinance 2024-1, first reading by title only. Any further discussion? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, likewise, the ayes have it. Okay, John, we down to you, administrator.
Yes, sir. I've just got one thing. I just wanted to let people know, this time of the year, we're getting geared up for the events for the year. Purple Martin Festival will be April the 19th and 20th. The town will have their event the night of the 19th, and then we'll have the event the 20th. We are accepting vendor registrations now, and so certainly we had a big year with it last year, had a great turnout, had a number of different exhibits and vendors come out, and we hope to have the same this year. So I just wanted to remind people, April 19th and 20th, if they want to register, either call Town Hall or the county. And that's it.
That's it, okay. We want to thank Mr. Harvey Elwood for putting us on TV also too now. So you have several outlets that, and we'd appreciate the people would view it and know exactly what we're doing down there. We don't want to hold any secrets. But I think you have the Sandy Run News, Mr. Harvey now, and we also have the counties on Facebook. So you have 3 resources where you can, if you're not able to attend the meetings, you can see exactly what we're doing down there. So we advise you to tune in.
Calhoun Times.
I'm talking about recorded. They recorded also? Yeah, I'm talking about recording ones. Yeah, I know the Calhoun Times printed and the T&D, but I'm talking about we got recorded where you actually see exactly what's going on and who is interacting. That's what I was talking about. Okay. Nothing else. We down to executive session, a contract matter with Lake Marion Regional Water Authority.
Mr. Chairman, I move we go into executive session to discuss a contractual matter regarding the Lake Marion Regional Water Authority.
We have a properly moving second. Any further discussion? All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed, likewise, the ayes have it. We want to thank everyone for coming, and y'all come back to see us. If you can't see us, like I said, tune in. We got 3 outlets. You can actually tune in and see what's going on.